Guys, welcome back to my channel and hello to this surprise video. So basically there have been many tag videos that have been tagged in, but honestly I have not been getting the time to film them, and that's why here I am doing one of them. The thing is that I have a lot of videos in which I've gotten tagged, and I don't know, like it's just that my video schedule is generally like Wednesdays and Sundays, but what happens is that on Sundays I get some other topic to talk on and things happen. So that's why I decided that I have to film my tag videos on Fridays. So if you see any video on Friday for like the next few weeks, then it would be like the backlog of all the tag videos that I've been tagged in. So let's get started. So as you can see from the title, this particular tag video is called the BookTube Backstage tag, and I was tagged to do this by Rainer from Rainier Books, who's a booktuber based in Sweden. Do go ahead and check him out. He has lovely reviews and also good content. Love the way he talks about books. Link is in the description box. Check him out. And basically, as he says in the particular video, in the original tag video, the point is, on BookTube we all are talking about books, but then it's very interesting to know what happens in the backstage, like behind the scenes, and that was very interesting for me. Also, this has questions with respect to booktubers outside of books, if that makes sense. Okay, fine, you know what, I'll go through these questions and then you will see. So the first question is, what camera do you use to film your videos? And the camera that I use is my phone camera. I do not have any special equipment to do it. I film on my Redmi phone. It's a Xiaomi phone. I'm not sure which model is this. I think it's one of the Note models. I'm not sure if Note 8, Note 9, whatever. But yeah, I film on my phone. The second question is, speaking about filming and being your own director, do you have a favorite film director? I did think about this, and I do have like a few directors, like a few of them. My favorite Bollywood movie director would be Sujoy Ghosh. I love Sujoy Ghosh. I love his movies, be it Badla or be it Kahani. I love Sujoy Ghosh. Like, like if I could only watch like one, like I would say, if I could just watch movies from one director all my life, it would be Sujoy Ghosh, hands down. I really like Sujoy Ghosh a lot. And when it comes to Hollywood or like the international film industry, the thing is, I don't watch a lot of films, right? So whenever I pick films to watch, those are generally like good films, or I ensure that like I read about the film before I watch it. And even if someone like coaxes me to watch something, I don't watch it. I wait for like a very long time and then I watch it, like that. Makes sense, right? So that's how I work with films. But I don't know, I want to say Tarantino, but then that would be like a bit, I don't know. I really like Tarantino, but I've not watched all of the Tarantino films, right? But I do love his content because I find like there are many parallels in the way Sujoy Ghosh directs movies and Tarantino directs movies. So I would like to see Tarantino, but I'm not that sure because I've not watched many Tarantino films, but whatever I've watched, I love them. I think out of all the ones that I've watched, my favorite Tarantino movie is Reservoir Dogs. I really like that movie a lot, and those are the themes I end up liking in movies in general. And also, how can I forget Lijo Jose Palisheri? Like, I love movies which have that kind of commentary with them, which come with a social commentary, which come with some kind of commentary with respect to people, things, something that has like a hidden meaning behind it. And I really love watching Jallikattu, which is the official entry from India for the Oscars 2021, which is a beautiful movie. If you want to watch it, it's available on Amazon Prime, and it's just like a beautiful movie. Okay, like from the start till the end, you're going to be glued to the screen. Do watch it if you've not watched it yet, and yeah, that's that. Like I said, if you want to watch it with English subtitles, it's a movie from Kerala. It's a Malayalam film, so watch it with English subtitles. Beautiful movie. Cool. That's that. Okay, now the third question is, what microphone and program do you use to edit your videos? So actually I don't use a microphone. Maybe that's why there's a lot of disturbance, as you might have realized. like from the outside world, like the point is there's a balcony that just overlooks the main road, which is like a super busy road, and that's why there's a lot of like honking noises, and like anything happens, like this road like has to face it. Okay, like I feel very sorry for the road the street across me. I don't know, I'm feeling sorry for the road, but you hear that, see, I mean, these people on the bike, they just, it's irritating, but it's okay, I cannot help it. And the point being is that so this is why I don't want to use a microphone, because I know that if I use a microphone, those sounds will also be amplified. I may be wrong, I don't know, but till now, like I did end up buying a microphone from Amazon, but I ended up returning it as well because it didn't work, or it wasn't compatible. So I don't know, for now I don't use any. I think I'll buy one in the future, but I don't know anything. So that's that. And the program that I use to edit my videos is called NCGET Software. It's not very famous. I actually used it even like in 2016-17 when I had like this channel. So that's that. The fourth question is, do you remember the first record you bought or received as a gift? Now the thing is that this is something I even commented on Raina's video. The fact that I've never been gifted records, but I have been gifted cassettes. Like that's what I remember. I know I have been gifted CDs as well, but I think the first cassette that I think I was gifted was it was like kind of a gift, because you remember, I don't know if you guys remember this, we used to get these empty cassettes which you could where you could kind of copy songs from one cassette to another, and you had to just like flip them. So there was an A side, there was a B side, and that's how I ended up getting one of my earlier cassettes with a lot of songs on it. I don't remember like I think it was one of my aunts who had given me that, because I had requested for it. I requested her to like make a custom mixtape for me, and that's what she did. So that's like one of my earliest memories of having or owning a cassette. So that's that. The next one, the fifth question is, how do you prepare for your videos? Do you make talking points or detailed script, or just talking? Honestly, I just roll out of bed and start talking. If I am making like an informative video where research is needed, where I want to know like what kind of points do I want to talk about, then I generally end up making like talking points that I need to talk about, and I just frame it on the go. But generally I don't make a script. I just like collect all my books, I would say mentally collect all the content that I need to talk about, and I just start talking. Literally, I just roll out of bed and make videos. That's what I do on this channel. Like, I can't imagine I even crossed 1K subscribers doing that, but that's like, thank you, cool. Okay, the sixth one is TV shows have become the thing of our time. Your favorite TV shows, name maximum 3. So, I prefer movies over TV shows, because TV shows tend to be a bit time consuming and irritating. Like, instead of watching a TV show, I better read a book. And I kind of like try to stray away from TV shows, because it's very difficult to keep up with TV shows. I'm not even kidding you. Like, it's very difficult to keep up with TV shows, okay? Like, people are just making TV shows left, right, and center these days, that I just feel like, where do I have the time to watch all of these? I mean, seriously. So I do remember like I think there have only been like a couple of TV shows that I've actually followed like real time. The first one being Game of Thrones, which sucked. Like the last season just sucked. And after that I was like, why did I even watch this show? Like, why was I even keeping touch with this? And not get me wrong, I love the setup, I love the show. I would love to read the book someday again when George R.R. Martin finishes the series. But then the problem is, again, how do you get time to watch these TV shows? How do I catch up with them? I need to even read my books, man. So that's that. But I do have like a few favorite TV shows. Like, so when it comes to TV shows, I generally prefer like fast-paced crime shows. Like, crime shows are my favorite. Like, that's like I just melt when I watch crime shows, and especially those crime shows that kind of have like one case per episode, so I don't need to like there's no obligation that I have to watch like season 1 to get season 2. Like, of course there are backstories of these police officers or detectives going on in the background, and I'm like, okay, cool, I don't need to be in touch with it, but what I'm interested is in the forensics and all the stuff that they do otherwise, like basically the crime shows. So naming a maximum of 3. So I think I would like to like not just name three. I would like to name quite a few because there are very few TV shows I like, and I think you should watch them. I think my favorite crime show of all time would be Major Crimes. Like from the start till the end, like it's so beautiful, dude. Major Crimes is basically an American TV show which revolves around the Major Crimes Department, and basically every episode is a new murder. But the backstory, what got me interested in this particular TV series is like I watched the first episode and I liked it, but then it had a nice backstory as well. Um, Hands down, I love Major Crimes, and I love the way it's been directed. It kind of like is Law and Order, but it's like an elevated version of Law and Order, and that's why that's like one American TV show I really love. Again, available on Amazon Prime. The next one, I would, so this is again like available on Amazon Prime, I think, and this is an Indian TV show which I really like. So this is like not like, this is a crime show, or this is more like a terrorist, let's find the terrorist show, okay. But again, like this is like not like, this has to be watched in continuation, okay. So this is like one of those few TV shows that I actually love, and that's The Family Man with Manoj Bajpayee. If you're an Indian, you know this. Again, this is a nice TV show. I really like this, and I would be watching season 2 at my own pace and at my own time when I get, this one in touch with it. So that's that. And other than that, I also like Sherlock BBC. I think Sherlock BBC, my only problem with Sherlock BBC is that it's very, very erratic. Like, you don't know when the next season's coming, but then you can still watch, like, the individual episodes as a standalone if you're not much interested in the backstory. So I really like Benedict Cumberbatch. Also, I really love the show, so that's that as well. Other than that, special mention Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I mean, like, that's one show that you can like just watch again and again, and I really love it a lot. Earlier for me it was Friends, but then soon I realized that Friends is a bit problematic. Not only is it like not only is the cast a problem, like the cast is not diverse, but also the problem would be it tends to be homophobic at times, and it's very irritating because now that I'm a person who knows about all of these kind of social situations, it does not attract me anymore. Although I do like the show, and I have to remember, like, it was made at a time like that. But yeah, so that's why I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? So Brooklyn Nine-Nine is like my go-to show when I'm feeling sad, happy, like whatever. Like, I'm having a bad day, I watch any episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and I'm like, yay, I'm happy now. That's that. So yeah, that's that. And then what? Then which TV shows have I watched? This is a very difficult question because, yeah. Yeah, okay, so one more thing, like TV shows, talking about TV shows, I also watch like a lot of docu-series on Netflix. Like I really liked, I forgot the name, oh my god. Unsolved Mysteries. I really loved that. I really loved it a lot. And it was Charvi, one of my friends, who recommended it to me, and I loved it a lot. It was crazy. And also, I love this docu-series called Don't Bleep with Cats. It's again available on Netflix. Watch it. Phew. Like, that's a lot of like TV shows that I've recommended. I mean, don't recommend me TV shows, okay? Recommend me books in the comment section, because I know many people are gonna be like, oh, watch this, watch that. Like, I've got so many for La Casa de Papel, and I think I should watch it. Porque yo hablo español and necesito practicar español. But yeah, like basically that's how it works. But anyway, next. The 7th question is, what kind of booktube videos do you prefer? Reviews, wrap-ups, vlogs, book hauls, tag videos, etc. So basically, I actually don't prefer any of these, but I know what I least prefer. Like, something that I least prefer are book reviews, because I like to go into a book like just like jump into a book without knowing anything about it. And for me, book reviews generally, like, I only watch book reviews when I've read the book, like just to know what the person feels about it, or if I am considering reading the book but I don't think it's worth my time. So that's when I actually go in search of book reviews. But the thing is that it's not like I don't watch book reviews at all. It's like I prefer not watching book reviews, because generally book reviews like reveal just a lot about the book, and that's what I don't like. I think like I'm a very big like I have this spoiler phobia, right? Like even if it's like a mini spoiler, I am very phobic about it. Like in general, I'm like, I don't want to know this. Like you don't need to tell me this. So, but like I said, generally book reviews give you that kind of mini spoilers as well, and I'm like, I don't need that. So I don't prefer watching book reviews, but terms and conditions apply. Also, I love watching wrap ups, I love watching vlogs, I like watching hauls, I love watching tag videos. I think out of these, I love wrap ups, vlogs, recommendations. Hauls, okay, fine, but then, like, again, I would only watch the haul if I know that it is from a particular place. Like, generally, I avoid watching hauls from sales or like online sales. Weird, but okay, like that's something that I'm a bit uncomfortable watching. But other than that, like tag videos, yeah, I love tag videos. Like if it's an interesting tag, for sure I would watch it. Because for example, I watched like almost 50% of the booktube backstage tag videos out there, because I was like super curious and nosy to know what other people do. That's that. Okay, and okay, the last question here is, watching TV was a part of our childhoods. These years, it's become less popular. What kind of media user are you? So basically, I don't watch TV that much. Even if I'm watching TV, I'm watching National Geographic or Discovery or some channel like that. Generally, most of my entertainment comes from YouTube, or it comes from Netflix or Amazon. Other than that, I don't really like have any source of entertainment like with respect to media. I think like YouTube, I really like commentary videos a lot, like commentary videos, where people are just like ridiculing something, that's kind of like, just commenting on these kind of like issues that happen online, or misogynist online, blah blah, stuff like that. So most of my social media use is online, and I hardly watch TV. But there was a time I used to watch a lot of TV, like during my childhood. I used to love a lot of cartoons, and even today, like if I get a chance, I do switch to Shin Chan or Doraemon or Phineas and Ferb. I used to love Phineas and Ferb on Disney. Like that was like my favorite, and that's still my favorite, because I was very fascinated on how Phineas and Ferb make those machines, and the machines get destroyed by the time the mom comes home. So that's something that I'm still like very much like, when I saw that for the first time, when I saw Phineas and Ferb for the first time, I was in school, and I was like, you know what, I want to do the same thing, but I want to ensure that my mom doesn't come home like on time, and I didn't have the resources to even make the machines that they make. And also, it's very funny, right? Because if you watch Phineas and Ferb, you know that after the machine gets destroyed, they don't even cry. They just like, oh, oops, that happened. Let's just move on with our lives. And I need that thing. Like when something bad happens in my life, I just bawl my eyes out. And then we have Phineas and Ferb, whose hard-built machines break down, and they're just like, oh, that happened. Let's just move on from that. I need that power in my life. Anyway, that's that. So I think this is the end of the tag. And after this, it says I have to tag people. So I have to tag up to 8 people, but I don't have 8 people to tag. So let me just tag people whom I've noted down here. So I tag Shalu, I tag Key from Books and Key, I tag Madeline from Made with Books, Leo from A Little Book Live, Ross from Scally Dandling About the Books. Also, booktuber Vinamra, whom I've discovered recently. He's actually a Marathi booktuber. So if you're interested in knowing, if you know Marathi and you're interested in knowing more about Marathi books, go check him out. So yeah, these are the people I tag. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my Sunday upload. Bye.